Good afternoon. Welcome. I'm Jeanne Pearlman. I'm so happy you're here. I want to thank Max King. I think you can imagine what it's like every day to come to work and work for Max King. It's very exciting. He challenges us and comes to the work with an energy and an ethic that is inspirational, and I thank him most of the time when we're not arguing. When Max began to talk about a conference on the First Amendment and to put together this extraordinary planning committee, he really gave us very few boundaries. But one of the things he said was extremely important was that this couldn't be just one voice. It had to be many voices. It had to be a chorus. And that resonated with me because at the Pittsburgh Foundation, through 100% Pittsburgh, one of our values is voice. We listen, we don't tell. We stand with, we don't stand in front. We speak not for people we serve, but with people we serve. And so this issue of voice was very important, and there will be multiple voices throughout the day, today and tomorrow. Many of those voices will be the voices of artists who struggle with free expression, and artists who very often in our society are the ones who speak the truth to power with great courage. As we look at threats, we're going to begin with April Ryan, who is here, coming to us with 20 years experience in the White House Press Corps. She's going to talk about her experiences, and as you probably saw on your way in, her books are there at the bookstore in the cafe section of the lobby, and she'll be signing books after her talk. Following that, we'll have a panel. We had hoped that Joel Simon of the Committee to Protect Journalists was going to be able to lead that panel. Unfortunately, the weather caused a lot of delays in his flights, and Robert Rosenthal is here from Reveal, and he is going to fill in, and it's a panel that's going to be sharing their own stories of the First Amendment. Jonathan Sotsky of the Knight Foundation is going to talk to us about research Max referenced. How do young people view the First Amendment as a concept and also the 5 freedoms that are guaranteed? Are they critical? Do they believe in them? Do they believe they're essential to democracy? And we've asked 2 local young people to join John on stage and share their views as well. To close the session, 2 extraordinary artists who live in Pittsburgh but work internationally, Jaziri X and Vanessa German, are going to have a dialogue about freedom of expression as a critical part of their artistic practice. We'll then have a brief reception, and I invite you to stay for a quite extraordinary presentation of clips from the film Nobody Speaks: Trials of the Free Press by Brian Knappenberger, who will be interviewed by Indira Lakshmanan, the Newmark Chair in Journalism Ethics at the Poynter Institute, and a very well-known columnist at the Boston Globe. And that'll be for about an hour. We'll adjourn and meet again at Pittsburgh Kappa 612 tomorrow morning. Artists' voices are critical to freedom, to democracy. They make the world beautiful. They give us metaphor. They give us the opportunity to think things we didn't know we thought and feel things we may not even be ready to feel. One of the artists that I've had the pleasure of knowing for a long time is Chris Ivey. Chris Ivey is a Pittsburgh-based filmmaker, and one of the projects that I'm most fond of in his repertoire is one called East of Liberty, a documentary series. We went to Chris and said we would like to bring in somehow the voices of young people in our community, talking about the issues that are related to the First Amendment. And Chris gave us some clips, and you can, in the breaks, go out and see the clips he's chosen for us on the monitor in the lobby. The voices of young people sharing their stories, sharing their feelings and their experiences teach us. They are our teachers. He is an ally, Because when young people want to express their voices, they don't need us to help them. But sometimes they need adult allies who can magnify and amplify the things, the stories, the experiences they want to share. This has been a difficult week. It's a difficult week in the nation. The images that our journalists in the print and electronic media and on social media have been showing us of activity on the border takes the breath from the body. The International Freedom of Expression Project is also part of our First Amendment Conference. This is a project dedicated to building public support for free expression around the world. Its major project is an international design competition to build the world's first signature work of public art representing a free press and free expression. It will be housed at the redeveloped 232-year-old Pittsburgh Post-Gazette building here in downtown Pittsburgh. When you go out to the lobby for your break, you'll see some artworks created by artists who are part of the Free Expression Project, including an absolutely exquisite sculpture by Vanessa German. Thank you, Vanessa. But to give you firsthand information and to talk about the Free Expression Project, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Pulitzer Prize-winning photographer Martha Ryle.